Hi there! Today's video is for landlords, and I'm going to take you through 8 things you need to know about the tax changes that will affect your rental income. But before I get into that, if we haven't met, my name is Natasha Chumia. I'm the founder and CEO of Diaspora Connect, and on this channel I like to give you information and inspiration on the Zambian real estate market. So if you like the sound of that, then give it a thumbs up and please subscribe to our channel. I appreciate every person that subscribes and watches our videos. So let's get into today's video, where I'm going to talk about the tax changes that will affect your rental income. So if you're a landlord, then listen up. The 2022 national budget is in full force and effect. But what does that mean for you if you're a landlord and you have rental properties here at home? So in this video, I want to take you through 8 things that you need to know about the new changes on rental income. But before I get into those, I want to say 3 things very quickly. And the first thing is that, number 1, this won't be a long, complicated tax video. So don't worry about it being too technical. I'm going to keep it really simple and just highlight those key things that you need to know. The second thing is that tax on rental income is not new in itself, but there have been some changes that you should be aware of. And the third thing is that I am not a tax advisor. If you want more information, then you have to contact your local accountant here at home or your tax advisor. This video is for information purposes only. Let's get into our 8 points. Point number 1, what has changed? So withholding tax on rental income has been done away with, and this has been replaced by turnover tax. So withholding tax used to be paid by the tenant, but now we have TOT, turnover tax, that has to be paid by you, the landlord. Number 2, who does this apply to? It applies to individuals and corporates. So turnover tax applies to you if you're an individual, as a landlord, or if you are a corporate landlord. Number 3, what is the rate of turnover tax? So this depends on your annual rental income. If your annual rental income is less than 800,000 kwacha per year, then the turnover tax is 4%. So every month when you receive your rental income, you have to pay 4% turnover tax to the tax authorities. Now, if your annual rental income is over 800,000 kwacha, then you have to pay a turnover tax of 12.5%. So every month when you're receiving your rental incomes, as the landlord, you'll pay 12.5%. So, like I said, this is based on your annual rental income. So, for example, if you have a house and you only collect about 200,000 kwacha per year on that house, and you might think that you can only get away with paying 4% turnover tax, but you happen to have 5 houses that are each collecting 200,000 kwacha in rental income. That comes to $1 million. So now your total annual rental income is over the 800,000 kwacha threshold, so you need to be paying then 12.5% in turnover tax. What type of rental properties does this turnover tax apply to? So it applies to residential properties, which I know a lot of you have. It also applies to commercial properties such as malls, office space. It also even includes student accommodation, because that is seen as commercial property. Point number 5, are there any exemptions to this turnover tax? There is an exemption if that rental property is being used as a lodge. And that's because government is still trying to help the tourism sector get back on its feet after the devastating effects of COVID. Number 6, who is responsible for paying it? So the landlord. If you're the landlord, then you're responsible for paying turnover tax. Previously, like I mentioned at the start of this checklist, it used to be the tenant when it was withholding tax, but now as the landlord, you're responsible for paying turnover tax. And some people actually think this is much better and more convenient than harassing their tenants to go and pay withholding tax. Point number 7, when should you pay turnover tax? It has to be paid by the 14th of every month. Now the last point, point number 8, what happens if you don't pay? Well, you know the tax man will always come for you. So if you don't pay, there'll be penalties for not filing your turnover tax returns. There will be penalties for not paying the turnover tax, and there will also be interest. So you want to make sure that you are up to date with your filings and your payments. So those were the 8 things that you needed to know. I hope that I kept it simple, and I hope that it was easy to follow. But now I have a question for you. Which tax regime do you think was better? Do you think withholding tax, where the tenant had to pay, was better? Or do you prefer this new tax regime where the landlord has to pay turnover tax? Let me know what you think in the comments below, and let me know what your experiences are. I hope you found that video informative. I tried to keep it as simple as possible so that it would be easy to follow. If you did like it, then please give it a thumbs up, and share it with other Zambians in your community who you know are interested in property, or who are landlord themselves and they have property back home. Don't forget to subscribe and hit the notification button so that you don't miss any of our videos. And connect with us on social media. I love to chat with you guys there. If you want to know more about what we do, then please head over to our website. The link is below this video. And otherwise, I'll see you next time. Bye for now.